vent right here. Alrighty. Dick Cracker. I'm just reading some of the tags on Discord. So, how are you all doing? So, how are you all? All right. So I opened the Discord server. I entered the voice chat of my Discord server. Hopefully, some people join. But hey, if nobody chats on my streams, then nobody will join the VC. But I'll still keep it open, hoping I'll get something. So first off, I'm gonna share a couple of New Year's resolutions. First off, uh, what I want. Sorry, I thought I saw something outside. First I want to stop drinking soda, so this might be my last soda in a while. Excuse me. My second resolution is to focus on this server a lot more. The Pyramid. I'll leave a link. Hank. I definitely know Discord has permanent links, but I can't find mine for some reason. But, and also make more videos. And yes, both the Scrooged and the Die Hard videos will come out in January. They are both well into production. So yeah, I really want to apologize to all of you for not making videos on time like I should be. I mean, this is why, I try to get a deadline, but there's always something personal or something that gets me lazy, or I wouldn't say burnout, but just something that makes me go, man, and I don't want to do this today. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try. I can't promise, but I'll try to get things back up and going next year. You know what I want to do? Never mind. Alright, so I'm gonna name out a couple of reviews I have planned next year, aside from Die Hard and Scrooge, which were supposed to be this month, or should I say last year. I got my Running Man review still planned. I got a Deadpool and Wolverine. I finished the first segment of my Deadpool and Wolverine video a long time ago. Like at least 3 months ago, and it's been sitting in my hard drive collecting dust. And I'm doing a video on Fantastic Four First Steps, and I am also well into production of the dub. Speaking of Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four comic dub, The Blues. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I am looking for more voices right now, and I am also looking for, well, I'm not really looking for anything, but I am making some scenes, like, in advance. Like, for example, I made a scene from the Coming of Galactus dub far in advance, even though that's probably not going to come out in a while. Yeah, and I look at the origins of the Blues Fantastic Four comic dub, and a flaw that I have is that I use myself way too much. Like, I use my voice all squeakily way too much, and I just put in a filter just to say that, oh, hey, look, someone sounds different, but that turns out to never be the case. I did not, I did not know this first status was a thing. Uh, but yeah, and also I just released a clip from the Red Ghost cameo scene in the next dub coming up, and I hope to get that done soon. I'm missing the voice of Reed. Come on, Little John, I need you. Come on. I even checked his casting call account. Not even he's been on there in like a month, so maybe he's just busy. I'm holding out hope, but my god, if he doesn't respond in the next month, I'm gonna sue his ass. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. What I am going to do is find someone else for the umpteenth time. Maybe contact someone who was also supposed to be the voice of Reed. But yeah. Uh, what else? What else do I have planned next year? It's the 40th anniversary of Cobra, so I plan on doing Cobra. I was supposed to do Cobra quite a bit ago, but hold up, but I just never got around to making it. Hello, Kit.
Hello,
Hello, Kitty.
hello,
Just
Ed. Hello,
hello.
hi.
This is your YouTube debut because I am live streaming right now.
No, no, technically it's not. I've been on YouTube live streams before, so what are we talking about, my guy?
I will just we'll just talk about whatever. I was just talking about what I plan to be making. You know, hope like this year.
Uh, yeah. Like I said, this is not my technically my YouTube debut. I have been on YouTube live stream slash podcast before. That didn't last very long, but yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, I just stopped in to say good luck on today's live stream and
All right.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, and I wish I was in New York right now. Just kidding. No, I do not
No,
want to
no,
be in
no,
New
no,
York.
no, no, no. Don't go to New York. Don't go to New York, especially since they're socialists now
No,
and
no,
they're all
anything but
dirty and crap.
Mamdani. No Mamdani.
Bro, I don't even know if they're gonna have their annual New Year celebration now.
Hmm. I don't know either. I don't keep up with something. Actually, I have been to New York once, but that was just for to transfer airports. And I think I saw Manhattan in the
One of my
distance.
uh oh, because my coworker said that she's been to New York. She visited New York once, and she says it's nothing like the pictures. They said they literally just make New York look nice in videos and for the videos and pictures. When you see it in person, it's like gross and disgusting.
Wait, wait.
And I was gonna,
You mean to tell me Spider-Man and Daredevil don't exist?
why? Because they show a clean New York.
Or because they're actually cleaning up the streets of the city, acting like, what the cops over there are supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you defund the police. Vigilante superheroes rose take matters into their own hands. And then people immediately take to them, and they wonder why the politicians and the cops wonder why the public immediately takes to them. Like, yeah, because they always do stuff that the police can't do.
Yeah, it's I guess the writers of Daredevil really put themselves in a kerfuffle the latest season.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Season 2 of Born Again this year, and all I could say is after season 1 of Born Again, I'm not excited. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Ah. No, I didn't. I'm not a Daredevil fan. I'm not a DC gal. Oh, sorry, I'm not a Marvel gal. I'm a DC gal.
Ooh. We got a woman of class here, folks.
Bro, I've learned that if a woman doesn't matter if a woman is Marvel or DC, if she's into that shit, she's classier than I'd say like 80% of women out there.
Hmm.
I know, I said it. I hope the chat doesn't come for me with their pitchforks. I know we're on live stream. I just don't want them coming at me with pitchforks, you know.
Something so so since that you say you're a DC girl, there's a couple of so DC has released a new collection series called DC Finest, and I'm looking to this year we're getting the Demon, Jack Kirby's Demon in March. We're getting a reprint of that, and we are getting a reprint of Sergeant Rock in May. When the movie was supposed to come out. Did you hear what they got for Sergeant Rock, even though the movie's not happening now?
No, because I don't read comic books.
Ugh.
My introduction to DC was from Batman the Animated Series as a kid.
Well, first off, her stuff. Well, of course, I watched a lot of cartoons and watched the Schumacher movies and also Batman Returns. And I didn't watch the first one. I didn't watch the first one a lot when I was a kid for some reason. But anyway, hey, as I was saying, they got Colin Farrell for Sergeant Rock, and I'm pretty sure we all know the irony of that.
Yeah, how so?
Because he was just the Penguin.
Oh yeah, duh. That's right. He was just the Penguin.
It's such a good show.
It was. It was such a good show. Anyway, I'm gonna head on out. I just came to say
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Happy
anyway.
New Year.
Thanks for coming anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. See ya.
Bye. She's she's a Kenny. Her current profile picture is Kenny. I don't know why, but I'm having a hard time talking right now. Not really a hard time talking, but I'm like like just to think. Like usually, it happens a couple times a year. But usually I'm just a straightforward talker. Anyway, she has Kenny as her profile picture, so makes sense that she dips out because we can all just say, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastard!" No, Ada, don't look at me like that. I kind of want to see Colin Farrell as Sergeant Rock, even though that is most likely not going to happen. Well, not that it's most likely not going to happen. It's just that James Gunn. I don't really trust James Gunn anymore. I saw the Supergirl trailer where Superman gets R. Kelly'd. If he was actually there, then it makes sense for him to be R. Kelly'd. But I just want to make the joke, guys. I just want to make the joke. If you can hear the burp I just did, sorry. Excuse me, I don't know. So what else do I have planned? Oh yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. I am finally doing a Big Trouble in Little China review, and I am so excited to do that. What else? What else? Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna do a Blade Trinity review. To be honest, I have not seen Blade Trinity yet. I've seen the first two Blade movies, watched them for the first time many years ago, and still to this day haven't seen Trinity. But I heard that one was really bad, and I kind of can't wait to do this, because I don't think I've had a negative review on Media Reloaded for quite a bit now. It's like, admittedly, fun fact, I actually write scripts off camera. Alright, off camera. Can you say that with me, kids? Off camera. Yes, I I write scripts behind the scenes because not everything that I make is 100% the final thing. And admittedly, I didn't do so well at writing at first because I was always trying to look for a negative. Like it, like for example, I was planning on doing a review of the Val Kilmer movie The Saint, and uh, it's still not that good of a movie in my opinion. But I gave its positives, I gave its negatives. Yeah, I especially love the scene where Val Kilmer is just in drag. That was actually really hilarious. But yeah, I have not had a negative movie review. It's mostly because I just wanted a negative movie because I knew people in the comments were gonna go, wait, why aren't you reviewing something bad, something negative? You always do positive. Well, it's because I can barely find anything negative. Well, I can. It's just that barely anything old that's negative. But if you also saw my community post where I also said I'll be reviewing Blade Trinity, I also said I'll review Sinners. I was planning to do it this year, but I but of course I didn't have the time. So I definitely plan on doing it next year cuz I love that movie. That's my favorite movie of 2025, Sinners. Actually, let me name a couple of good ones this year. So my favorite movies this year. So admittedly this year has not been so cool, but but it's also been an improvement. It's been a good year for originals. I still haven't seen Weapons, unfortunately. But so my favorite movie this year is Sinners, and there's a couple of other movies this year that I liked. The Last Breath, that had Simu Liu and Woody Harrelson in it, even though they're both fucking idiots. They were the token Americans in that movie because everyone in it was British. Really good movie. Suspenseful, based on a true story. I highly recommend it. There was also Naked Gun. Yeah, the Naked Gun remake was really funny. I've seen a lot of people say, yeah, it's stupid. I can kind of see where you're coming from compared to the original movies, but it's still meant to be stupid, and I found it pretty good. Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters was actually good. All right, there's still many things in it that are not for me because I'm not gay, but I if you're looking for character development and if you're a fan of musicals like I am, I've been all my life, and you also like a handful of clever writing and clever in jokes, clever one-liners that only you would notice, K-pop Demon Hunters is the movie for you. Then there's what else came out this year that I enjoyed? Zootopia 2 was good. Not as good as the first, but still good. I said this on my Twitter. How come after an entire first movie, which was a prejudice allegory, they haven't gotten their over their prejudice of fucking reptiles? It's like you could have just called them up and say, "Hey, we're sorry. We know what it's like now." What else? The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney. That was good. Great movie about. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil the major twists, but I haven't read the book, so who cares? Wicked for Good, I actually enjoyed. I liked it more than the first because it was a lot more serious, a lot less girly. I don't know. It's just my personal taste as to why I liked it better than the last one. But yes, Wicked, I do appreciate what it is, but it's just a big, giant fan fiction. Like, that's what Wicked is. That's the best way to describe it. A big fucking fan fiction. And I could agree with Nerdrotic saying it was the original subverting of expectations bullcrap, but it's public domain, so I kind of don't really count that. But still, I do appreciate the movie for what it is, and given that it's a musical, I do see myself revisiting it every, let's say, 5 years. Yeah, every 5 years I'll probably watch both Wicked movies. Apparently they're working on more. I don't know how you can do that. Maybe you can adapt other books. Except you adapted the play, not the books. I kind of want to read the book, because I hear it's batshit insane. Alright, it's weird and batshit insane, and some of the stuff I heard, it just makes me want to watch it. I actually did like Avatar 3. I enjoyed Avatar 3, however, it's the kind of movie where the more I think about it, the more I dislike it. I still like some of the character development and stuff, like Spider is definitely a strong point in these movies, but these movies are very clearly anti-human. Anti-humanity, anti-colonialism, all that bullshit, pro-environmentalism. And then they're gonna continue to contribute to all the stuff they're commenting against in the film. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes. Like, that's how it works. That's how it works, unfortunately. But what else? What else this year? Yeah, I enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's too, but it's very flawed. It's definitely very flawed. I think Scott is really focused on, appealing to all ages instead of just being a horror film. I'm not saying a horror film needs to be rated R. It does not, especially Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but it's clear Scott was way too altruistic of his young fan base. I mean, a lot of his fan base are grown now. All right, we've watched Terminator now. So, we're not worried for if we're going to see blood and guts and tits and stuff like that, but yeah, I say Scott because he is the writer of this movie. Again, it's such a shame that they wasted Wayne Knight like that. He's so stupidly written. But I wouldn't be but I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm just glad to see him. I'm just glad to see Wayne Knight. Uh I'm tired of saying 24/7. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Yeah, there were a couple of movies that also came out December 19th, like the SpongeBob movie. I kind of want to see it because I've always loved SpongeBob, but unfortunately, Mark Hamill is in the movie, and I don't want to support him as a person. You know, it's like I do not want my money to go to residuals of a guy who told me to go fuck myself. So, oh yeah, it's definitely been a dark time. It's been a dark time realizing people you love are a bunch of assholes who hate you because of a difference, but I guess it's life. I also want to see that David movie from Angel Studios. That looks really good. We barely get movies about King David. It's always Jesus. Not that it's wrong that Jesus gets anything, but it's like, nope, nobody else makes different Bible story movies. The last one I could think of that's not Jesus or Noah's Ark was Jonah, the VeggieTales movie Jonah, where they did the Book of Jonah and the whale. Look, I believe whales are that fucking big, but can you even survive inside one? I'm not questioning the Bible. I'm talking about modern day. All right, but what's their mouths like? What's their stomachs like? How fucking big are they? I actually did enjoy that Wolfman movie with Julia Garner earlier this year when not a lot of people did. I thought it was a good time, a good spook, but not the best movie ever made. But yeah, on to worse movies this year. Tron Ares, I fucking hated that movie. Uh, Predator Badlands, admittedly, it's a better movie than Tron, but they really did focus on being Disney's Predator rather than just a Predator movie. I think the movie would have been much better if they copied the plot of the first film, but instead of instead of a team of mercenaries being lured in by a friend of theirs, instead, of course, you take the story of the Predator trying to find the Kalisk. I can't believe I remember the name of that fucking thing. You get the Predator to find the Kalisk, and you just leave it there. All right, no stupid monkeys, no obnoxious Ellie Fanning. You just make it a Predator movie, but you don't. You want to appease John Rocha, who says masculinity is the worst fucking thing ever. It's sad that Hollywood listened to those kind of people, but yeah, I think we're slowly moving out of it. We're slowly moving out of it. Once you realize that these people are a ridiculous cult, you're just not going to care what they say anymore. But that's the problem. I did care what people like John Rocha said about media because Hollywood listened to them for a long time. Alright, it affected shit I like. Like, I would have loved a Predator movie from the perspective of the Predator. I think there's elements in Predator Badlands to make it a good film. But instead, you Disneyfy it. For people like John Rocha. John Rocha's gay friend also called it, quote, an episode of My Little Pony. Let that sink in. Predator, My Little Pony. That equals effing glass. But yeah, I didn't like Badlands. But, what else did I not like this year? Brave New World was admittedly not the worst movie I've seen, but still eh. Superman was also not bad, but still eh. Jurassic World Rebirth, I haven't seen the movie in its entirety, but from what I heard, it sounds awful. It sounds like shit. Minecraft was also not bad. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, but it's still not good. They do a lot of gay shit, like gay stereotype shit with Jason Momoa's character, which is sad because Jason Momoa is a good actor. But of course, modern Hollywood crap, and there's like a strange message about when it's good to be creative or not. But yeah. So, before we talk about anticipated, well, first I gotta go check on something in this house real quick, but there's one thing I do want to talk about because it's gonna be easy, and depending on if I got a stalker who only watches me all the time, except he doesn't chat because that's everyone. 2025 was definitely a couple of accomplishments for me. I got my first girlfriend. Met her on Discord, where I'm doing the voice chat right now. But then 2 weeks later we broke up. Over 2 disagreements. Alright. One of them, I think, was naivete. Because when we dated, she was 17, I was 18. Alright? I'm 19 now. And I think it's just young girl energy as to why that was one of the reasons why we broke up, but yeah. And the other was she wanted kids, I didn't. Alright? And apparently that's a giant deal breaker in relationships. It's definitely a disappointing reason, because I didn't thought her of all people would want kids, but I guess the world comes in a giant spectrum of opinions. And, stop sitting on my damn thing. Damn thing is my phone. But yeah. Another reason why I bring it up is because my OCD came back with a vengeance. Like, the intrusive thoughts I had all throughout 2022, which I talked about a bit during that time. Yeah, that definitely came back because let's just say nothing. I'll edit that out. But yeah, I do know for a fact she's with a new man. I'm not angry. I'm not happy for her either. I'm like, I'm so happy you're with another man. No, it's not cucking if you're broken up. She's not a part of my life anymore. Like that's like the latter is the pussy way out. But I'm disappointed. All right, I'm disappointed that that one of my only chances in love left me, and it's almost been a year now. So yeah, all I can say is I wish her the best in life. I'm down for her to come back, but it's probably not going to happen. But as for something else in 2025, I'll definitely talk about my trip to Japan. But first, I'm gonna go check on something in the house. So, BRB, as this thing says. I'm just gonna. I just muted on Discord. So yeah. All right, I am back. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing. Ooh, someone texted me. We just got a text. We just got a text. We just got a text. Wonder who it's from. My mom. I was hoping something cool. So, my god, I've been wanting to do a video on my Japan trip for quite a bit. Whether it be a review of Disneyland over there or Universal. Yeah, I'm sorry that it took me this long, folks, but, I want to do a video on my trip in general, but then I'm like, I don't need to do a video on my trip in general. Like, I made all these shorts. All these shorts about the whole ordeal. By the way, if you see that Originals Parodies Covers account in the chat, that's me. That's me, in case you're wondering. But I will give out a handful of crazy stories that happen over there. If you hear a noise, I'm rubbing my feet on the carpet, which will stop. So, I will never forget this. I will never fucking forget this. So, I was in my hotel, the Marriott Hotel in Tokyo, and I was in the garden at night. It's not necessarily a garden where you grow flowers, but it's more of a field, a giant open field. And I'm not supposed to be in there at night because for some reason they value private property over there. And a cop in Japan yelled at me and he yelled, however they speak over there. You get out of here, like in his language, and I had to face him face to face. Haste, because again, I wasn't supposed to be out in the garden at night because it's private property, and I was scared because it's a cop. I thought he was gonna George Floyd my ass. That was what I was worried about. And then I had to talk about a talk with a Romanian lady who spoke English. A lady from Romania who lived in Japan now. And then we talked about the whole private property thing. I don't remember the full conversation, but I do remember it was a Romanian girl. So as for... Alright, so what else is over there? Maybe I could explain a handful of other details. Nah, I'll do that another time. But, well, there is one detail that I will talk about. So, I kind of joked about, well, at the same time considering going to the Suicide Forest. That's right, Logan Paul's very own forest. And apparently, multiple people commit suicide there every day. And at the end of the day, the cops come and take all the bodies away. And apparently when we were on a train from Tokyo to Kyoto, there was, like, we rode past that same forest. We went past that very same forest. Yeah, I know I've turned something sad, but another sad thing I'd mention, so it could also be possible that Logan Paul's vlog, if they did that even back in the day, maybe he just killed himself. Maybe he just recently did that. Like, before Logan Paul started vlogging. I'm not gonna hold it against him, because that was 8 years ago now, holy shit. What I was also sad to learn about... Yeah, there's definitely a couple of facts I learned about Japan shortly after the trip. So Kyoto is also the grave of Satoru Iwata. I would have loved to see there. And also, Osaka had, like, a KFC bar. Like, a KFC all-you-can-eat buffet. I don't know if that's still there, because I saw it in a video from 2019, of all things. If that's still there, I would love to go. Yeah, there were a lot of KFCs in Japan, and a lot of 7-Elevens in Japan, too. Their chicken, Japan's chicken is the best. No matter where you go, it's the best. You could swear it's the same chef. you swear they must have a chef deity. But what else? Anything else crazy in Japan? I definitely miss it. I definitely miss it already. I'll be back. I'll be back someday. Definitely to the theme parks. Because Universal in Japan, their Jaws ride was closed for maintenance. I was pissed. I was pissed when I heard the news. So that means to this day, I still haven't ridden Jaws. But I will eventually, because I have a feeling that trip to Universal Japan would not be my last. I'd say my trip was also a bummer, because it was a year after they closed The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. I was really wanting to ride the Japanese version of that, but at least we got the American version still. I was hoping Terminator 2 3D would still be there, but they closed it during COVID. I mean, I knew that, but come on. This was your opportunity to keep Terminator 2 3D. And also your opportunity to keep Backdraft as well, but that was closed during COVID too. But I will say, the upside is I got to see construction for a new ride, that being VillainCon, which is open there now. I especially love in Universal Japan, there's like that giant bridge view. That was awesome. I do plan on, if I do plan on, if I'm going back to Japan, well, I do plan on, once I become a filmmaker and I save enough money, I do plan on buying a house over in Japan. Like, buying a home. Like many celebrities do, because many celebrities own houses in a bunch of fucking countries, so might as well Japan. Might as well get one in Japan, might as well get one in the outback in Australia, might as well get one in Argentina. I'm kidding. No one wants to fucking live in Argentina. So yeah, I don't have that many crazy stories about Japan. Like, it was a good trip. I definitely was pissed. I mean, I think I knew, but I wasn't sure if it was real or not. So we did not go to Universal Japan's hotel over over there. We went to the W Hotel in Osaka. Definitely a couple of Americans working there. I don't know if they were drafted or they lived there, but they were not Japanese. Far from it. Yeah, even my mom was pissed at, like, our travel agent for that. For not knowing that they have their very own hotel there, and we could have just stayed there and just walked the fuck on instead of taking a fucking taxi. But something else, the main thing I miss about Japan, the bidets. I'll leave it there. I miss the bidets. I'll leave it there. But in America, I have to go back to being productive. So 2023 was a good year overall. No, 2025, I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with me. Yeah. I went to Epic Universe for the first time, and plus Epic Universe just opened. Rumor has it the first expansion is gonna be an addition to Wizarding World, and yes, that needs a new edition ASAP. You know, for all the fucking cunts on Twitter that like to boycott everything Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling, how come they didn't boycott Epic Universe? They didn't like hold signs while they were there. Well, yeah, because none of them live in Florida because they're a bunch of dumbasses. But yeah, I'm shocked that they turn a blind eye on like the theme parks or something. So what else? Else? I definitely hope we get that Creature from the Black Lagoon ride that's been rumored. I would ride that day one. Uh, yeah, I want to do a in memoriam before I end off this video or the stream. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go on a couple of websites because I know for a fact they're gonna miss a handful of people. David Lynch, David Lynch. I'm still surprised I still haven't seen any of his movies. But I will get to it eventually. Gene Hackman. Yeah, that was crazy the way he died. I still think his death has not been fully solved yet. I think it was murdered because there's no way you, your wife, and even one of your dogs only die and oh, and the other two dogs just survive out of nowhere, especially in New Mexico. Uh, George Foreman. I remember him in Night at the Museum too, making that small little cameo. Uh, Val Kilmer. Yes, I unfortunately got the news that Val Kilmer is passing when I was at Tokyo Disneyland in the queue for the Peter Pan ride over there. And yeah, trip to Japan instantly ruined. I'm kidding, but it was still sad to hear. But it was also expected too because of what he dealt with earlier. And yeah, he survived it, but he survived something only to die from something else a decade later. But the positive is he's no longer in pain. He's no longer in pain. That's the positive about Val Kilmer. Pope Francis. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure about the new pope, but it's still sad. Fun fact: the church doesn't need a leader. All right, just believe what you believe. I remember Sly Stone on Twitter, and I thought they were talking about Sylvester Stallone, so I had a heart attack for a second. Oh, July had some heavy hitters. Michael Madsen from Kill Bill. I just saw Kill Bill in the theater. It was my mom's first time watching it. It was definitely sad seeing him gone. Julian McMahon. I did not like his Doctor Doom, but I do appreciate that he is part of the Marvel family, and I was devastated when I heard the news. Uh, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I know some people were definitely sad about that. Ozzy Osbourne, that one definitely devastated me because I've always loved his music. Crazy Train was also in every kids movie ever when I was young. I don't know why. Hulk Hogan, that was sad. That was definitely sad. I'm not a wrestling fan. I mean, I liked wrestling when I watched it, but I do know about Hulk Hogan. I do know about his famous design that he's put upon himself, and it's sad that he's gone now. And all the people celebrating his death, fuck you. Terrence Stamp. God, I still can't believe I haven't seen Superman 2. Richard Donner's Superman 2. But I did see him as Stick in Elektra. That movie sucked, but he was actually really good as Stick. He was also in that Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy. The movie was also bad, but he also was really good in it. It's like he knew that movie was bad, so he just decided to have fun with it. And that's the thing with a lot of actors around that time. So September, they missed a certain name in here. Starts with Charlie, ends with Kirk, but yeah, we're not gonna get to this debate 24/7. October, Jane Goodall. For all the people who no, there's not all the people. Fuck, I need to say it a lot. I was introduced to Jane Goodall from Monkey Jones, like the ongoing joke that Junkie was in love with her. Uh, I didn't know really too much about her, but I am a huge fan of monkeys, and I think I relate to Jane Goodall on that front. And for all the people out there who made fun of her, it was foolish that that was one of the last things she did. Like, make fun of Trump and Elon Musk saying she wished they would die or something like that. Don't celebrate her death because of that. You are no different to the people who celebrated Hulk Hogan or Charlie Kirk. But yeah. Dick Cheney, former vice president. Oh god, December. December had a lot. Yeah, this site definitely forgot some names. Well, not really. Rob Reiner, the way he went out was tragic. Like, like you were such a successful filmmaker, and then your son, your drug-induced son, just kills you anyway because you wanted to help him, and that's very unfortunate, you know. And also, Rob Reiner's death really showed the true colors of both sides. Like, we can come together and mourn the loss of a fellow filmmaker, like someone who's made a lot of good movies like Princess Bride and Stand By Me. And just separate the politics. Hicks. And it also taught me to just don't say I disagree with this politics, but just don't do that. Just don't do that. Like, that's what it taught me. Corey Hiroyuki Tagawa, the fucking website calls it Mortal Kombat with the C. Like, these people are so out of touch. That was sad. Alright, his Shang Tsung is absolutely perfect. One of the greatest parts of that movie. In fact, he was so iconic they brought him back in Mortal Kombat 11. I thought they brought him back in Mortal Kombat 1, but they actually just designed him after him. And they just got a new voice that sounds like him. But it still shows the effect of the character. Oh yeah, Adam the Woo died. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a huge fan of Adam the Woo, but I do know he was one of the people who showed the backstage of Blue Man Group Theater that they still had Nickelodeon decorations when it used to be Nickelodeon Studios. But it is sad that we lost someone in the theme park community. James Ransone. That one was tragic. I've only known him from It Chapter 2, but he was really good as adult Eddie in It Chapter 2. I broke the news to my friend who, when she was in middle school, he really loved it because it just came out around the time. And she was devastated that Eddie died in the movie, but now he's gone in real life, especially the way he went. Like, I think this is the only death I can think of this year that was suicide. And all I could say is, you know, get some help. Get some help as much as you can, people. Gil Gerard, am I saying his name correctly? I'm definitely gonna watch Buck Rogers now. I'm definitely gonna watch it because of his death. That's what finally got me to do it. Jim Ward. The only thing I have that much of a connection to Jim Ward with is Snake Eater, where he played, I don't remember the guy's name, but he did play a big role in the story for the only 10 seconds he was in. So, rest in peace, man. And plus he was Captain Quark. I'm not a Ratchet and Clank fan, but I have seen the movie. I don't know if he played Captain Quark in the movie, but uh, if he did, at least I knew your name. Jeffrey Garcia, um, Sheen Estevez. I never watched Jimmy Neutron when I was young, but I did see all the memes. And the characters that are in all these memes are Carl and Sheen. And it makes a lot of sense because both are entertaining in their own way. So, yeah, thanks, Jeff, for giving us that. I'm just going down. Udo Kier, he was in the first Blade movie. Still scrolling down, folks. Had to look up because Discord. Ace Frehley. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad that we lost a member of Kiss. I broke the news to my mom, and she was sad. My mom and dad were able to meet Kiss in real life, and although I didn't get that privilege myself, I am grateful that they were able to do that. They missed my elementary school graduation just to go meet Kiss, and I forgive them now. I forgave them a long time ago, but I did hold that against them for quite a bit. Who keeps messaging me on Discord? Drew Struzan, yeah, that was tragic. He made a lot of iconic posters, hers, and I didn't know it was just this one dude, this one artist. Like I thought it was just the norm, but knowing that it's one artist and he's made some of the most iconic posters of all time, even for cult movies like Big Trouble in Little China. Now that he's gone, hon, it's just sad, man. I'm so glad. I'm so glad this website included Charlie Kirk. So yeah, I've been really wanting to put this in. So Charlie Kirk's death was clearly a hate crime. The hate for the other side of the aisle, taking stuff out of context, not agreeing with you, and I've already did my video on Charlie Kirk because it was definitely an attack on people like me. Uh, Charlie Kirk's death really showed the true colors of many people. Like, there are people who celebrating it. There are people who not necessarily mourned, but showed their condolences. Like, they are months later saying, yeah, he was a Nazi, fuck him. And there are people on Twitter still to this day that are making fun of Charlie. Alright? Just making fun of him. And, uh, the best way to show that these people do not have power in society anymore is to not give attention to them. Yeah, we didn't give attention to them before, which is how they got into power, but, you know, oh, it's bad for your mental health to constantly know that these people exist. It's bad for your mental health to constantly trying to prove these people wrong when they're never going to be proven wrong, alright? So, oh, Charlie Kirk's death is what I really hope influences the 2028 election and even the midterms. But unfortunately, you know, Trump's got a little bit of arrogance behind him. But yeah, Charlie Kirk's death really showed the true colors of many. It showed that actors cared more about a man losing his job, a man that nobody watches loses his job, rather than a man losing his life. It showed many people have the balls to like celebrate hate a man's murder and constantly take him out of context and still believe, like, deny the facts that Martin Luther King is not the king of all black people. I think we can all agree on that. Martin Luther King was not a perfect human being, which is what Charlie was trying to point out. Do I agree with Charlie that he shouldn't be celebrated? No. But does that mean you should constantly give the accusation that he's racist because of that? Also no. Because again, Martin Luther King's not the king of all black people. There are a lot of disgusting ghouls still making fun of Charlie, making fun of Erica because she's not grieving the way they want her to. And the best thing to do is either ignore them or just write them off as terrible human beings. Because I know for a fact, like this part of the left, the extreme left, who is making fun of him, are losing power, which is why they killed him in the first place. When I say they, I of course mean a member of their party, not just not just them in general, but you know what I mean. It showed that many people still deny who are actually violent, like they would still use who's the shooter being white and male as a gotcha for whatever stupid reason. But yeah, the far left is losing, and Charlie Kirk's death is a big sign of that. So yeah, I'm really happy that this website included him in there. He uh he was willing to debate people. He was willing to sit down, debate people, and what was the thanks they gave him for being so kind enough to do that? Well, they killed him. I remember Blooms's reaction to one of the South Park episodes. He said he's interviewing uninformed teenagers. He said something on the lines of that. Are you trying to say just keep them stupid or something? Keep them thinking that there's like a million genders or something? Is that what you're saying, Blooms? Yeah, fuck you, Blooms. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Don Zimmerman, who edited films like Night at the Museum and Rocky, unfortunately died. James Carter Cathcart, if I'm saying his name correctly. He is the voice of James, Professor Oak, Meowth. I don't know how long he's been the voice of each character. Let's see if they'll say in the article. So he was a later voice, and he originally voiced Fergus. So yeah, part of my childhood unfortunately gone. Rachel Lillis died last year. That was sad too. Jim Shooter, the editor in chief of Marvel in the 80s. That guy knew what the hell he was doing. That era was great because of him. I mean, yeah, the 80s wasn't perfect. I didn't necessarily like the X-Men 80s or the 80s Fantastic Four, but anything else that this man was involved with, such as the third parties like Transformers and G.I. Joe, or even characters like Moon Knight. Hey, like this dude, Hood, really knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing with all the changes he was making, all the notes he was giving the editors, and apparently some writers hated him because of that. But hey, he helped you guys be successful, and that's what happens. Oh yeah, one of the actors from the live action Lilo and Stitch died. I haven't seen that movie. I don't want to watch that movie, but it's still tragic regardless because the movie just came out around that time. It's such a shame that something like that would happen shortly after. Peter Kwong, yeah, that was sad. He was Rain in Big Trouble in Little China. The Storms were a fun trio in that movie, and he added to that fun. Especially the way he died in the movie. Like, he was dive bombing to stab uh, Wang. He was dive bombing to stab Wade, and then he just explodes inside the belly of the Techno Buddha. That was awesome. Except they were never really clear of what his power was. Can he summon rain, or can he just lift objects in the air? Ed Gale. Ooh. I think you people need to look into him a lot more. Really? Really? Morris the alligator? I saw him. I saw him in real life. Yeah, he was in Happy Gilmore and uh Interview with a Vampire and all that shit. I remember hearing that. Yeah, I've been to that gator zoo. Man, that is tragic. I didn't know that. But at least I was able to see him in person in real life. Yo, the director of First Blood died? I did not know that. Was he the director or was he the producer? So this article forgot Peter David. At least I think it forgot Peter David. Yep, it forgot Peter David. Uh, Co-creator of Spider-Man 2099 and the Hulk run, where he brought back the Grey Hulk as like a separate personality of the Hulk. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna end the stream. Bye.